What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to episode number 59 of my Rise to Fame Ultimate Team series. What we're going to have today guys is a pack opening, and unfortunately episode 60 is going to be a pack opening as well because I've just got a shit ton of packs to open. I've got, as you saw there, 6,800 FIFA points. The first pack I get, a really good pack, got Huntlar and Jovetic, or Huntlar and Jovetic, pretty decent pack. The reason why I'm opening these packs, guys, is because I have a sponsorship from Electronic First. They give me £35 PlayStation Network card per week, and with that I managed, obviously I buy FIFA points. I will be giving some away as well in the coming weeks, so look out for that. But yeah, basically, if you want to buy Microsoft points or FIFA PlayStation Network points, then you can check them out at electronicfirst.com. Their link will be in the description. Make sure you read the rules and regulations on the site before you buy them, because sometimes they take a few hours to get back to you with the code. But the reason why I'm doing this pack opening, guys, is because I haven't played FIFA on this account for about 2 weeks. And in between that 2 weeks, I've done a little bit of trading, not too much, probably made only around 10,000 coins, really didn't invest too much time on it. But also the 2 weeks in that time that I got the sponsorship from Electronic First, I open packs as well, so I want you guys to know where these packs came from and where the coins that I've got came from and stuff. But the record and the teams and stuff are still the same. I am building a few teams, guys, so I've all the good players that I got out of the last 2 weeks, which by the way was no one. I didn't get a single inform. And the best player I got, I think, was an 86 rated Daniele De Rossi. And he only goes for around 15,000 coins. So I really didn't get much. It's unreal how bad my pack luck is. But what I did basically, guys, because the reason why I didn't put it into video form as well is I started to do it basically. I started to make the episodes. And because I've got basically, it was about an hour and a half's worth of footage of packs being opened, and then about another 3 hours worth of footage of me selling like contracts and fitness cards and injury cards, some of the players that I got that were duplicates, and like basically just doing what I'm doing now, but to a point where it would have taken up around 10 episodes, and I just don't think that that's acceptable. I don't think you guys would want to watch that. I certainly wouldn't want to watch that. I wouldn't have wanted to commentate over that. So the reason why I'm showing you this pack opening is because I want to do a question time. The last one I did over 2 episodes, and you guys seem to like question times. I get a lot of new followers and a lot of new subscribers on a daily basis that may not have heard some of the questions that were answered and stuff. And if you do want to ask me questions, guys, follow me on Twitter. It's twitter.com/NepentheZ. I've got a Ruiner Randomer coming out a bit later on today, guys, but if you want to see the second part of this question time, if you want to see the other pack opening, then get this video to, say, 2,500 likes today, and I'll upload it today. If not, I'll upload it tomorrow anyway, so that is completely in your guys' hands. But here we go with the questions, guys. Like I say, if you want to ask the questions, you check them out on Twitter. You follow me on Twitter, and I will answer your questions. The first question is, why is it question time? It's question time because I'm making a video called Question Time, I guess. The next question we got is, I'm going to answer today, guys, as well. I'm going to answer all the questions that I get asked a lot that I tend to skip over because I haven't answered them for a long time. So literally not going to skip a single question, just going to answer every question on there. The next question is from someone who I can't even nearly pronounce their name. Favourite comedian. For me, my favourite comedian is Michael McIntyre. A lot of people seem to be angry with me for this. Every time I seem to say this, people are like, oh my god, you like Michael McIntyre? You're a fucking idiot. But yeah, he's one of my favourite comedians. I find him stupidly funny. But I have a few other favourite comedians as well, like what's the guy? I can't even remember his name now. My mind's gone blank. But the Welsh guy. This is really going to annoy the hell out of me if I can't think of his name. Not Lee Evans, Welsh guy. The other Welsh guy. Fuck, man. I can't remember his name. It will come back to me later on. But yeah, I've got a few comedians I really like. But I also really like Dane Cook, who's also another comedian that people seem to hate that I absolutely love. I guess my sense of humour is just very, very different to other people. But if that's the case, then so be it. Robbie asks, what's your favourite colour underwear? For me, just black and or grey. I quite like those as colours for underwear. I'm not really a big fan of like fancy underwear or anything like that. I don't have like patterned underwear, or the best I did actually when I went to Eurogame, I had monkeys on my underwear. But yeah, they were too small for me for obvious reasons. So yeah, I don't really have a favourite colour of underwear. Stephen Shearer says, what's the least favourite FIFA you've played? For me, the least favourite FIFA that I can remember would have been probably FIFA 2000. Simply because I remember playing FIFA 98 a lot, I remember playing FIFA 99 a bit, and I don't really remember playing FIFA 2000. So that's probably at the stage in which I moved over to Pro Evo. I thought FIFA 2008 was a horrific game as well, as was 2009, and then 2010 got better. World Cup 2010 was good. FIFA 11 was amazing. FIFA 12 was good. FIFA 13, I'm reserved on my judgment as of yet. Jack says, will you play me? When I ask people on Twitter if they want a game, Jack, if you answer me first, then sure, I will play you. Moldy says Mac or PC. Now this is a debate that could go on forever and will go on forever, and again, it's one of those things that's literally about personal preference, and no matter what I say, for Mac users I will be right, and for PC users I will be wrong, and if I said PC, for PC users I'd be right and glorious and the greatest ever, and for Mac users I'd be wrong in so many ways. But for me, I actually have I'm recording this on a Mac, but I've got my laptop right next to me, which is PC. Well, technically they're both PC. I think they mean like Mac or Windows. And for me, the Mac is better. It's just an all-round better performance. Sure, it costs a little bit more. I've never ever had a virus on my Mac, and I cannot say that for any Windows PC I've ever had. Like, I've always caught viruses on them and stuff. There's always issues with them, but every issue that I have with my Mac is something that I've done wrong and not something that's happened to me because of the software or the hardware. So I really like Macs. I find them fresh, clean, just an all-round better product for me. Jerome says, question time. Do you think a match should be decided on penalties? Is it fair? How about a golden goal? No, I quite like the draw aspect of a match. You can tell it doesn't work because in Major League Soccer, up until about 4 or 5 years ago, they actually used to have a penalty shootout after a game if it finished as a draw. However, it wasn't actually a penalty shootout. You picked up the ball from 30 yards out and then just had to dribble and try and beat the keeper. So it was all pretty strange, and they got rid of that and changed it to the more accustomed format of just having a draw. I think a draw is definitely more interesting, because for teams that might struggle in a game and then manage to nick a draw, or if earned a very good draw, to have to go on to penalties or golden goal and perhaps lose would be just desperately unfair. Callum Spratt says, what are your favourite 3 players to use in FIFA Ultimate Team 2013? For me, Balotelli has got to be number 1. I think he's absolutely awesome. Then you've got Elton, the Brazilian centre attacking midfielder with 5-star skills. He's one of my favourite players so far this year. And who else have I used that I've really enjoyed? I haven't really used too many teams. Robinho has been really good for me. I thought he was a cracking player. So I'd go with those 3 for now. But I haven't really. I've just got Wallison as well, so it'll be good to experience how good he is. Casper or Mr. Quickfingers says, why do you support Arsenal and what is your best match memory? I support Arsenal simply because they were like the local team growing up. I guess one of the local teams anyway. My cousin supported them. I went to a few of their games as a young boy and stuff, and just kind of loved their team. Fell in love with Ian Wright, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, those sort of players. So that's why I support Arsenal. And the best match memory is Arshavin's goal against Barcelona. It was awesome. It wasn't even an awesome goal. It was a good goal, not an awesome goal, but the stadium erupted when he scored that goal because it went 2-1 in the 85th minute to Arsenal. I mean, we still got knocked out of the Champions League, but the atmosphere was just insane. Andrew Baird says, what is your view on gays? I've got no problem with gay people. It's not my sort of thing, but I don't hold prejudice against any of them. If that's how you're designed to feel and designed to view life and the world, then that's entirely your choice. Albert says, who is your favourite player that you have used on this year's FIFA and why? My favourite player is Balotelli, simply because he's a tank. He's got great strength, weak foot at 4 stars, skill moves at 4 stars. His shot is awesome and he's pretty pacey too. So yeah, he's very good. Lee says, a moose or a deer? A deer. How long does it take you to render a video? Well, it depends on the length of the video, UK Josh. But for me, like a 10-minute video will generally take about 8 to 10 minutes. Depends how many things I've got open on my computer at the time. Like if I'm rendering a video and I've got both browsers open and I'm using any other program like Skype, or if I'm recording as well as I'm rendering a video, it might take like 12 or 15 minutes to render a 10-minute video. And if I've got all of those programs shut, it might take only 5 minutes. But on average, probably about 1 minute per minute, I'd say, or just under. Adam Frasinoro says, if you could go to one place in the world for free, where would you go? Everywhere. Does that count as one place? I don't know. Free doesn't really bother me. Free or paid, I just visiting places would be awesome. But yeah, free doesn't really, because it's like there's not really anywhere that's out of reach for me in the world anyway. Like I could pretty much afford to go anywhere in the world that I wanted to anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Jack Hart says, what is your favourite film on an average day of this year? That doesn't even make any sense at all. I don't really know how to answer that question. So we'll skip past that one. But I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. JDX FIFA says, favourite FIFA. My favourite FIFA, I've got 3 FIFAs that I thought were all equally as good. FIFA 11 was awesome. FIFA World Cup 2010 was awesome, and FIFA 98 was also awesome. So those 3 are just amazing games for me. Mario says, who do you support out of Taylor Gang, Shady Records, Good Music, or Rockefeller? I don't know how you can really support a music label like it's a football club, but out of all of those, I've only really heard of Shady Records and Rockefeller. I don't know what Taylor Gang or Good Music are. But yeah, I don't really support them. I don't care for record labels. I care for the artists, or even more like, to be more specific, I care for the music that the people make rather than the artist or the record label or how much money they get or all that kind of stuff. So the next question is from James. It says, who are you favourite teams lower down in the Premier League? I think it means who are your favourite teams. My favourite teams lower down in the Premier League. See, now if I answer this question, I'm going to get slammed for saying that somebody's team that they support is a lowly Premiership team when maybe they're not. They're just having a bad run or whatever. But I don't really have a favourite team that's lower, because being in the lower league doesn't mean it genuinely doesn't mean that you're a bad team. It could just mean you're having a bad run or something. Like Arsenal last season, we was in a relegation for a short period. So it's I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that question. I'd have to look at the teams and stuff, and I don't really like too many Premiership teams. I think a lot of them play boring football anyway. But yeah, so there we go. Manny says Nando's or KFC. For me, it would be Nando's, but KFC is also a great choice. I do like both of those very much so. John Menzies says, are you into Formula 1? If so, what do you enjoy about the sport? Now, I used to really like Formula 1. I used to watch F1 all the time, every weekend, the build-up to the race. I'd watch the qualifying, the pre-qualifying, anything I could. But the last couple of years, it's so technical and so... I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it's a race anymore. They've got restrictions on the cars now, and everyone has to have the same engines or something. There's just so many laws and bylaws and crap that it just takes the fun out of who can build the fastest car and who can win the race. Like, I don't know, it's one of those weird questions. Like, I don't really watch it anymore. I don't really pay attention to it much either. It's not really a sport I take too much care about anymore. Ooch says, why people such dicks? That's neither here nor there. And the last question for this video, guys, is from Irish Welsh Celt, and he says, what are your opinions on Arsenal's squad? Are the honeymoon period has worn off this season? I think he means, has the honeymoon period worn off? No, I don't think so. We've just had a few more injuries. We've had a few bad losses that were sometimes a little bit unlucky and sometimes just typical Arsenal. But there's no point me predicting what's going to happen this season. There's no point saying, yeah, we're going to come back awesome, and we don't. There's no point me saying, no, we're probably not going to come back, because we might. It's one of those things that you can never really answer. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch more questions, guys, which I'll answer in the next episode. I'll make that one straight after this one. Like I said before, if you want to see the next episode today, get this to 2,500 likes. If you don't, you'll see it tomorrow anyway, so it's no big deal. But as always, guys, thanks very much for watching. Let me know who you thought my best player in those packs were. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers.